afternoon, brothers and sisters. Well, fear is the lack of understanding. Not biblical, but my concept of it. And all fear comes from the enemy. It doesn't come from God. God is not a God of fear. You know, and we're just going to do some news today. That's what it's about in the end times, to show what news, what's happening prophetically to bring this whole dispensation to an end. I'll not talk about what dispensations are, but it's an end of an era and a start of a new one, and then 7 years after that a start of another one. So we're not far away from the whole thing, to be honest with you, in my lifetime, in this generation, brothers and sisters, those who know what I'm talking about. But we've got Saudi Arabia, oil tankers, and a danger of Middle East war. It's high, very high now, big danger. So let's just have a look at this video.
Not stop. This is a very dangerous war. It's not like any other wars. Then it will spread elsewhere very fast. I think we still have time for diplomacy. We need wise decisions from all. We was told that some of the attacks here on Iraq or something positive on some armed stocks here in the country was done by Israelis. The report says so. We received assurances from some countries that it was Israel that attacked that.
Now that is relevant to the end times prophecies of the Old Testament and New Testament. We're just fulfilling now. We have prophecies fulfilled pretty well on a weekly basis now at the moment. We're well into the Revelation prophecies to a larger degree than we think. But earthquakes, magnitude 5.2 earthquake, 77 kilometers from Anchorage, just one of many that are popping off all over the world at the moment, besides the melting polar caps and everything else that's happening. It is crushingly end times. And then in the Middle East again, Afghanistan, dozens of civilians killed in drone attacks.
Eastern Afghanistan in an airstrike carried out by government and US forces. Earlier, at least 18 people were killed and 96 injured in a Taliban suicide attack near a hospital in the southern Zabul province. A Defense Ministry official says the intended target was a nearby training base for Afghanistan's National Intelligence Agency. Well, Rob McBride joins us live now from the Afghan capital, Kabul. Rob, so yet another attack which has been claimed by the Taliban, plus now we have this...
We are well into the birth pains, but we don't need to worry, because those who believe in Jesus will be raptured before the troubles, before the wrath, that's for sure, before the big times, because he tells us in Mark 13:7, when you hear of wars and rumours of wars, do not be alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. The end is not here yet, but rapture might be here at any moment. The end is about to happen of this dispensation, of this time. And what I want to explain about that just briefly is that God was doing different things at different times within the Bible, the 66 books of the Bible, and they should be rightly divided into dispensations. The Old Testament was for the Jews, the New Testament was for the church and a little bit of the Jews. The transition period between Jesus and in Acts is really a transition between the two. Peter and Paul come into equation there, to the now end time coming of the tribulation, a different period, which is 7 years of hell on earth, and then the millennium. And then after the millennium, but the millennium is 1,000 years, which is another dispensation. So the different things, but what God does is tells us he's going to do it. Isn't he a gracious God? And gives us a way out. So he's warning us, and he's warned us for thousands of years what's going to happen very shortly. And now those who are watching, because I'm a watchman, as in everybody that watches this channel is a watchman or watchwoman, we're watching very close to these prophecies that are now have been fulfilled to a large degree, 80% I would suggest. I'm only guessing at that, but you know, again, take off the worry. In John 14:27, peace I leave you, my peace I give unto you, not as to the world giveth I unto you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Do not be afraid if you're saved. Are you saved? Are you saved? I know people have been going around with billboards for years saying the time is nigh, but I'll be honest with you, they didn't see the signs like we're seeing this very day. And in these end times, we can see that prophecy has been fulfilled, and the prophetic is where we get the truth about God, what God is going to do, because he warns us many years in advance of what's going to happen. So, brothers and sisters, if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you're saved. You're out of here. This is not an angel, by the way. This is a fly, really. He's been bugging me and I can't get him out of the van. If you see him on the camera, I think it's a horsefly. But that's where we are, and we're right in it with the wars, the rumours of wars, polar caps melting, earthquakes going off all over the place, volcanoes, hurricanes. What else do you need to say? What else do we need to say? It's here, knocking on the door. I am knocking on the door. But our time isn't over, brothers and sisters. It's not yet, and we must occupy the time. We have a commission to do, is to get to the lost, because God will not issue that trumpet until the last one is being saved of his chosen people. And then off we go. The tribulation, read Revelation, the book of Revelation. If you're new to this channel, go to a Bible online or wherever and read Revelation. That's not happened yet. Everything prior to that has happened to 100% accuracy. We can't even get the weather that right. So why should we deny that the rest is going to happen? Don't believe me. Read it for yourself. Jesus says, trust no man. Don't trust me. Read it for yourself. Go and get your relationship with God. You don't need a pastor, a priest, a vicar, or anybody to get you into a relationship with God and into salvation. You just need Jesus Christ, and you need him, because God so loved the world that he sent his only Son. Whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. And there's no way to God but through Jesus Christ. He sacrificed himself on the cross to deal with our sin completely. It was a deal. Now we've got the Trump peace plan and the meeting of the no-hide meeting of 70 nations burning on the doorstep between now and the 21st, days away. I would expect something to happen. This fly's getting me down. Like something to happen within the next few days. That could be rapture. Don't sit back and guess at it. I'm not lying to you. I don't want your money. I haven't got the time. I don't even want this channel to grow. I just want it to go on into the millennium to help other people. And if you're sitting in the millennium and come across this video on YouTube, if it's still there, then it wasn't aliens that abducted us. If billions of people vanished off the face of this planet in an instant, it wasn't alien abduction. It was the rapture as written in the Holy Bible. Go and read it and then confess to Jesus Christ, Romans 10:10, and get saved, and then hang on. You will not be raptured. You have to endure to the end of your life, or the 7 years before Jesus will take you again. But brothers and sisters, on that note, great thanks, big thanks to the Intel and translators for being on this channel. Have a great weekend. May God bless you and keep you, make his face to shine upon you, and be gracious to you always, brothers and sisters. God bless.